Hey, we're going to talk about solving equations a little bit more, and we've done the distributive property, and we've also solved equations that look just like this, where we have a number that's multiplied by parentheses, some stuff in parentheses. And we originally, when we were solving these types of equations, we would just divide by whatever that number was in front. And so I want to give you another way to solve an equation like this. So this is telling us that -6 needs to multiply 3x and also multiply by 1. So this -6 is going to multiply 3x, and it's also going to multiply that positive 1. And so let's do that. -6 times 3x and -6 times 1. And so -6 times 3x, I'm multiplying the -6 by the 3 and getting -18x. And I'm multiplying the -6 by 1 and getting -6. And so we've changed the way our equation looks. And now we have a two-step equation that we've solved in the past. I need to get rid of this -6 first, so I have 6 minuses. I'll give it 6 pluses on both sides. And those 6's canceled. 120 positives and 6 positives makes 126 positives. This is -18 times x, so the opposite of multiplying by -18 is dividing by -18 on both sides. A positive divided by a negative is going to give us a negative answer. Those -18's cancel, and 126 divided by -18 is -7. So we distributed this -6. We multiplied -6 by both of the terms inside of this parentheses and turned this problem into a two-step equation that we did a few weeks ago. So let's try another one. The only difference here is that my x and all my parentheses and all that is on the right side of the equal sign. No big deal. We do the same thing. So I want to multiply this -8 times -7x and times +4. Okay, again, +4 because there's a plus sign there that belongs to that 4. So -8 times -7x, -8 times 4. Make sure you multiply by both things. -8 times -7x gives us 56x. That negative times a negative makes this a positive. -8 times 4 gives us -32. So we want to cancel out that -32 by doing 32 positives on both sides. And 200 negatives, 32 positives. So we have to cancel 32 of these negatives, and we get -168. This is multiplication over here, so we're going to divide both sides by 56. And a negative divided by a positive, again, is going to give us a negative answer, -3. We'll try a couple more here. Again, I'm multiplying by everything inside the parentheses, so -5 times 4x, -5 times +3. It's +3 because there's a plus in front of it. It belongs to the 3. -5 times 4 is -20, and -5 times 3 is -15, so we get -20x minus 15. So we want to cancel out that -15 by giving 15 pluses or adding 15 to both sides. That leaves us with -20x minus 80. Okay, I had 95 negatives and 15 positives, so I have to cancel out 15 of these negatives, which leaves us with 80 negatives. And we'll divide by -20 on both sides. A negative divided by a negative is going to result in a positive answer. 80 divided by 20 is 4. So I have one more to do together. what I actually want you to do is I want you to pause. I want you to try and solve this equation, and then after you've solved it, I want you to press play and listen to the solution. So I need to multiply 7 times 6x and 7 times negative 5. It's negative 5 because of that minus sign in front of the 5. And so 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times negative 5, 1 negative, 1 positive makes a negative. I'm going to add 35 to both sides. That positive 35 is going to cancel the minus 35. I have 371 negatives and 35 positives, so I need to take 35 of these negatives away, and that leaves me with negative 336. Divide by 42, and I get negative 8. Again, a negative divided by a positive gives me a negative answer.